Hello, welcome to the Best of Brayton. Today, table for two, my guest is Mel Sanch. Now, you may know Mel's father. His father was the chief of Brayton Fire Department years ago. So today we're sitting in front of the mill pond. We got our table and we're set to go. So, Mel, what year were you born?
1955, so birthday's coming up in a week or so.
Very good.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
A little early, but happy birthday anyways. What year did you move to Brayton, or have you been in Brayton all your life?
No, we moved here from Britain, which is down farm country, down about an hour south of here, but a little bit north of Adrian, and we came here in 59.
59, the year I was born.
Yeah, I put half a year of kindergarten down there and the other half of kindergarten up here.
Okay. And you graduated what year?
I graduated in 74.
74.
Yeah, I was real shy back then, so they kept me back a year to be with my sister. Figured I'd be bring me out of my shyness, and it didn't work.
Okay.
So,
are you still shy today, or what?
no, when I joined the service, and once I got away from home and started acting the fool in the Army, then I got away from my shyness.
There you go. That happened quickly, I'm sure, being in the service. So, let's talk about your father. Your father was very instrumental in the fire department. We've shown pictures of Mel's father on the Facebook site, The Best of Brayton. And tell us a little about your father. How did he get into being a firefighter?
Well, we moved up here in Brighton, a small town back then. It was a very small town. The streets were still dirt, no sidewalks, a lot of vacant lots in between the houses that we played on in town. You know, I mean, right here, just around the corner. So it was very small. Everybody knew each other. Right. And Dad, I was born out in Moses Lake, Washington, when he was in the service. When he came back, he started breeding cows. And my grandfather bred cows, and they had certain areas that they could breed the cows in. So my grandfather had his area, so my dad couldn't go back to that area. So he moved up to Livingston County here, and that's how we ended up in Brayton. Okay. So he did Livingston and all the way over to Pontiac, and that's where he did it. Because this is more farmland back then than it is now.
Right.
So then we moved in, and we rented a house on Washington Street there from Mrs. Timmons. Tom Timmons is a good friend of mine, and it was his grandmother we rented the house from.
Okay.
So then the neighbors around us were firefighters. A.I. Odell was one of the firefighters, and he was older than Dad, so he'd help him out, and he worked on a lot of cars and everything. So Dad would naturally being younger and a new family and all that, he gravitated towards him, and him being on the fire department got him interested in it. So that's how Dad got in it. And then once
what age was that?
That I don't know. I'd have to say it's probably around 64.
Okay.
So Dad, he's 20 years older than I was, so whatever that works out to, you know.
Okay.
So 29 or whatever it was. So then Dad got on the fire department, and then as us kids come up, we were always down here. Again, the fire department was the biggest thing in the town back then. There was nothing else going on, so it was the place to be, the place to hang out. So we grew up on the fire department, and when I was 14, I joined as a volunteer junior, and then when I was 18, then became a senior.
Okay.
But that's how Dad got into it, is just with the neighbors, and again, that was a small community, so he got into it through them. And then the stuff that we used to do, we'd sell Christmas trees behind the fire department back in the day.
Okay.
Then we'd also go caroling. My dad had a big international truck, flatbed truck, that we'd go get the Christmas trees with. Mm-hmm. And then we'd bring them back into town, and it'd be so full. There was 4-foot sides on it, or 6-foot, Christmas trees over the top, and us kids would ride on the top of that from the farm out there on Bishop Lake Road back, and try and do that nowadays.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'd go caroling. We'd just go from the people we knew in that empty truck, jump off, go in front of their house, and start singing, get back on, and that was just something we did every year.
Nice. So were you guys able to carry a tune?
No. Well, there's alcohol involved. Yeah.
Oh,
There-
okay. Well, that makes it a little bit different.
Back then,
Some high, some low.
yeah.
Some right in the middle there.
things were a little different back then, so there's
Well, I'm
alcohol
sure
involved.
all accepted. You know, Christmas carols. It's a time to get together and a time of cheer and celebration and the birth of Christ. So, what do you think of today versus you know, years ago when you first moved here? What do you think of kind of like
The progress.
the new Brighton, as many would describe very different from the old, and we will get into that in another location. For now, part 2 is coming, so stay tuned to Table for Two and You from the Best of Brighton. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mark Shea, and this is Body by Mark. Here we do a complete line of repairs, collision repairs, anything at all that happens in an accident, we can fix it. We also do restoration repairs, and there's not a lot of shops around here that do it. We're working on a 2009 Jeep Wrangler. It's a TJ, and we are replacing a frame rail, which is very common on these. If you need an estimate, I'll even come to your house and do it for you.
Big Cheese Productions is automobilia at its finest with unbeatable prices, hard-to-find pieces, and museum-quality restorations. They offer a wide range of products such as gas pumps, signs, fiberglass statues, automobilia, neon globes, and much more. Turn your establishment into a showroom today. Check out Big Cheese Productions at BigCheesePetro.com, preserving history one piece at a time.